Oh, what's up, bitches? Welcome to KristenKellyTV. I'm sick. Okay, so I've been kind of MIA for a little bit. Sorry, I have been sick. I have been doing stuff. But yeah, I think I have, I'm pretty sure I don't have the flu because of the fact that I got the flu shot. But, I'm pretty sure I have I don't know, some kind of sinus or something, some kind of something going on, but I've been taking Mucinex, so, yeah, shout out to Mike Giardina for dropping off some cold medicine for me. That was awesome. Also, you guys like my mug. I actually got this I got one for my mom and one for my dad. It has a picture of Yuki emoji on the back. Yeah. Alright, so, because I've been sick and because I've been MIA, I decided to do a story time video for you guys. So recently I have become single, as everyone knows, probably about 6 months now. Crazy. So a lot of people love my story times on dating and stuff, and so I wanted to do a story time for you guys on how I dated an alcoholic. Now, you might be triggered by this if you have a parent who's an alcoholic, or maybe if you dated an alcoholic, maybe if you're currently dating an alcoholic, maybe this will help you. Once again, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I'm so sorry. I try not to look insane, but I tend to look insane in most videos because you guys get me at my realest. And right now at my sickest. Okay, so I started dating this guy. Let's call him, Andy. He'll be Andy for this story. So when I started dating Andy, first of all, the first time I ever met him, I was with a bunch of my friends, and they were all playmates. So I worked for Playboy Radio as a radio host, so I knew a lot of playmates. So we were walking on Hollywood Boulevard. It was myself, actually no, I'm sorry, we were in WeHo, which is West Hollywood. And it was myself and a bunch of my friends who were all playmates. And he came out of this bar and he was like, ladies, come in, we'll give you all a bottle service, blah, blah, blah. And we were like, okay. And my friends that I was with were gorgeous. We're talking about big boobs. They all had beautiful, long dark hair. They all looked like Kardashians. And he started talking to me, which I was kind of like, oh my God, that's so nice. He started talking to me because I'm short and fat. I'm not really fat, I know. But I'm compared to them, I felt very dumpy. And he was like, oh my God, you're so beautiful, and blah, 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 and started talking to me. And all of my friends were like, well, we're going to this other club in Hollywood. Do you want to come? And he's like, oh, actually, I work for that club too. I can get us a bottle service there. So we're like, okay. So we go to that bar, and him and I just immediately clicked. We were just Barbie and Ken. We literally looked like Barbie and Ken. And I actually... So he at one point was like, oh, meet me by the elevator. So I went to the elevator. I was waiting for him. He never showed up. So I was so I left. And then the following day I realized I didn't have my phone, but I found his business card in my my bag. So I emailed him and I was like, hey, by any chance, do you have my phone? And he was like, no, I don't. Sorry. And I was like, oh no, it's cool. Whatever, nice meeting you. But I really didn't care. I was kind of just whatever, I was looking for my phone. Then, he started, once I got my phone back, he started texting me, and he was like, oh, we should hang out, blah, blah. So, we started hanging out, we started dating, and he worked in the hospitality industry, so he worked at bars, he worked at restaurants, and he was excuse me, he was he worked out all the time, and he would drink occasionally at work and stuff, but he wasn't he was an alcoholic. He would drink. I mean, we both would drink. We would go out on weekends and drink. We didn't drink on a nightly basis. It wasn't like that. It was just, he would socially drink. He would drink occasionally at work. And then he started working as full-time at a bar in WeHo. He clearly was straight, but there's a lot of straight guys that work in WeHo to make money that are dancers or topless waiters or topless bartenders, and he was a topless waiter, or bartender, which I guess is kind of crazy because, they do get felt up a lot. So I mean, I personally witnessed a few times, like him getting like felt up, you know, and like guys will put their like hands in your pants and stuff. And they'll normally leave money when they do that, but you know, it's kind of like, I guess if you're a straight man and, you know, it's like kind of an odd job, I guess. So he started drinking more at that time. And I started noticing that he was drinking more, but at the same time, I kind of like, I guess I was ignoring it because I didn't really think that it was a problem because, like everybody I know drinks, like it's not that big of an issue to drink. It wasn't like he was like doing like drugs in my eyes. It was just that he was drinking a lot. So he would drink, and then it was like becoming a thing where we'd go to the gym, we'd work out, and then after the gym, he would get like bottles of wine. Like he would always grab like a bottle of wine, and then it was like on a nightly basis, he needed to drink a bottle of wine in order to sleep. Which still at that point, I thought it was like excessive, but it was getting, it was getting kind of excessive, but at the same time, I didn't really say much. Like I was like, hey, like, I think you're really hitting the bottle pretty hard, because normally with me, it's like, I drink socially. I don't like need to drink to like sleep, or I don't need to like drink like on a daily basis. But there are some people that definitely like do need that. And I think when you need it is like really when it's like, you know, an addiction problem. So he was like drinking on a nightly basis. And then we were fighting more. I actually found out he had cheated on me. I literally had like friends. I had like just all this crazy stuff happened. Like after we broke up, at one point, because we like broke up and got back together a bunch of times, I was out with a bunch of my friends, and he was like texting me, and he was like, I love you, I want to like get married to you, I want to have babies with you, like blah 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 blah, like, you know, we should be together. And my friend saw my phone and looked at it, and then she like kind of like looked at me and she was like, Chris, I have to tell you something, like I slept with him. And I was like, what? She like slept with my boyfriend while we were together, and he also had said a bunch of stuff to her about me, that I knew only like he knew. So it was kind of like, I at that point like was like, oh yeah, he's a piece of shit. But at that point we're already broken up. I'm like kind of skipping around the story, sorry. I'm like on cold meds right now. Thank God for cold meds. So he started drinking like a bottle of wine a night. Then it started going up to 2 bottles of wine a night. Then it was 3 bottles of wine a night. So he was like literally drinking like 3 bottles of wine a night. I moved into this new place. And when I moved into the new place, I went to Costco and I got like this big handle of tequila and a big handle of vodka, because I figured, you know, I'm moving into a new place. I'll probably have friends come over and, you know, like offer them a drink. At this time I was still doing acting. So I was like, you know, I'll probably have like some of my, like some people from acting class over, you know, to like rehearse. So, you know, offer them a drink. So when I first moved in, you know, I bought everything from Costco, you know, I was like sheets, blah, 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 and then bought these handles, put them in, you know, the like cart or whatever, put them in the house, forgot about them. And then at one point my friend came over, and this was like, I don't know, a month or 2 after I was already living in this place. And I was like, oh, I'll fix us a cocktail. And this was the first time that I even like went, because I don't normally like drink at home. This was like the first time I went to go to the bottles. They were both completely empty. He literally had drank all of the vodka and drank all of the tequila, and then put the empty bottles back in the freezer so I wouldn't like know that he had drank them. So like I was like, what the hell is this? You know, like it wasn't even that I really cared that he drank them. It was just kind of weird because I never saw him drink those. So he was like secretly drinking, and on top of it was like putting them back in so that I like thought that they were still there. I was like, okay, you know. And then he got fired from his job. He started like lying to everybody about everything. I started doing I almost said heroin. He started doing, oh my God, what's that stuff that like makes you, it's like the opposite of estrogen, testosterone. He started like doing testosterone, or like, is it doing testosterone? Is that the phrase? I don't know. Steroids, started doing steroids. So he could like bulk up. So he was doing steroids all the time. So he was also doing steroids. I guess he was like probably drinking to like come down from the steroids. I'm not like 100% sure. I don't really know. I'm not an expert on this field. So, started just becoming like, his behavior was like really erratic and really crazy. And the drinking was like really spiraling out of control. But I remember there was like this one defining moment. There was this one moment where I was like, wow, like he has like an actual drinking problem. We went to IKEA to get like some type of furniture, and he had to go across the street to get a shot of tequila in order to continue shopping at IKEA. And when that happened, I just remember being like, oh wow, like this is like a real problem. Like I'm dating an alcoholic. And we were together for like a few years at this point, so I was like, fuck, this is like really serious. And I had like tried to reach out to some of his family, but it was really hard. And he got on those pills that like you take them, and if you drink, you get really sick, and he would still drink. And I think honestly, he probably had to like detox from alcohol in order to even like stop drinking. Because if you drink a lot, like I don't even know how much he was drinking, to be honest, at the end. But it's just weird because I really think our relationship would have lasted, and we probably would have been together if it wasn't for his alcoholism and if it wasn't for him like drinking all the time. Because I really am like a very forgiving person, and I forgave way more than I should have, like 110% more than I should have in a lot of situations. Just because like that's the type of person I am. Because I'm like, oh, I get drunk and do crazy stuff. It's okay. I forgive you. But it's like when that is an everyday thing, you know? And just the fact that his like eyes would be like bloodshot, and he had these like beautiful blue eyes, and they were like bloodshot all the time. And his skin was like starting to age, and he started smoking cigarettes. Like he started smoking like a pack of cigarettes a day, and he didn't smoke before I met him. So I went from like dating this person who was like super clean, would like work out every day, like drink smoothies, like, you know, eat like pretty much really like good for you lean food, to somebody who was like drinking all the time, smoking cigarettes, excuse me, and like still working out, but like really like aging. Like his eyes were like sinking into his face. And a lot of people noticed it. Like a lot of my friends were like, wow, like, is he okay? Like, my hair is crazy. They're like, you know, like, what's going on? And I was like, you know, he's fine, everything's fine. Because with me, it's like, I don't really want to like air dirty laundry when it's like, it's my relationship. Like, I mean, I'll do it now because this was like years and years ago. And this wasn't my last boyfriend, by the way. I don't want you guys to think that this was Dave, because this was not Dave. But he really just became like a different person. And if it wasn't for drinking, we probably would not have broken up. And I actually found myself drinking so much more than I ever drank. Like, I don't even like tequila. Like, tequila makes me feel like dying. Like, it just makes me feel so gross. And I started finding myself drinking tequila, like, all the time. So, you know, it's like, even me being around that, like, influence, like, it made me, like, kind of, you know, crazy. All right, well, that's my story. I'm sick as hell. I'm gonna go take some more meds probably and take a bath. So I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.